Welcome to the Real Yasherica, my real side at all things real estate. I'm Yasherica, and today's video, I can't even get the intro right today, y'all. So yes, today's video, I am going to discuss something that I've been trying to make a decision on. I wouldn't even say for a while. Like, this is something that I just kind of decided this week, and I am going to go through with it, and that is temporarily inactivating my real estate license. So yeah, you guys, I have a lot of things to go over. Well, not a lot of things, but as you can see, I do have some stuff around me. So I'm going to move you guys. I'm going to move the camera over here so you guys can see everything that I have. But yeah, you guys, that is going to be my decision. So like I said, it is going to be temporary, and inactivating isn't, you know, exactly the same as just letting my license expire and lapse. So yeah, I'm not going to go all the way out fully like that, because once it expires, then I would have to, if I wanted to come back and do real estate again, I would have to start over. I have to redo real estate school, redo all my real estate classes, do the exams again, the state and the national, I believe. Yeah, I think you have to do both again. And then of course I'd have to repurchase my license. So I don't want to do all of that. Even though I am going to be inactive, my license at this time does not expire until a year from now. It will expire the end of June of 2027. It is currently February of 2026. So I have a little over a year to try my best to get back into it and get back into doing what I would like to be doing for real estate. But right now it's just not the best time, not the best circumstances, so I'm not going to be working with clients, which is pretty much what it means. Yeah, inactive. When your real estate license is inactive, you cannot work with clients. You're not going to be, getting paid any type of commission, anything like that, because you aren't allowed to work or represent clients or anything like that. But again, yeah, my license won't expire, but I just won't be. I'll still be technically licensed. I just can't work with clients, directly and represent them or anything like that. So yeah, that's what it has come down to. I've been an agent for almost 5 years. Towards the end of this year, it'll be 5 years. But like, I was only really active my first year, and then after that, like, it was just so many other things going on. I went back to college, and then I was back doing, regular 9-to-5 jobs and stuff. And so it's just been all over the place for me. I've been in different scenarios, and none of them were the right scenario. It was like, okay, either I have the time for it and not the money for it, or I have the money for it and not the time for it, or I've had neither. I've had nor the time or the money. So, and yeah, none of those work for me. So unless I have the time or the money to fully pursue my career, then it's just not going to work for me. It has not worked for me, having neither, or, either or. So I know I would do a whole lot better if I held off, just save my money and come back to it at a later time. Again, I'm not going to let my license expire. I never let it expire. Like I said, I was only active the first year, and after that I still maintained my license. I still renewed it. I am in South Carolina, so we have to renew ours every 2 years. So I've been doing that. So I got it in 2021, so I had to renew it in 23, renew it in 25, which was last year, and then I will renew it again next year for 27. So yeah, as long as I don't have a problem doing my continuing education, even though I haven't been working with clients for the past 4 years, I don't have a problem doing my continuing education and, repurchasing my license. I'm fine with that. But if you are a real estate agent and you're in the real estate field, then it's more than just that. It's a lot of expenses that come with it, especially monthly expenses. Like I said, renewing my license, that's a 2-year thing. Every 2-year thing, I don't have a problem with that. But all of the monthly expenses, that stuff adds up. And yeah, right now I don't want to do it anymore. I don't want to keep stalling myself, putting all this money in, and then I'm not in the right place or circumstance to fully pursue, to get the ball rolling and everything. So yeah, you guys, I'm going to be holding off on that for a while. But I'm definitely not going to give up on it. I'm definitely not going to give up on it, and I'm going to show you guys why I can't give up on it. I'm going to show you guys all of that right now. So I'm going to move the camera over here so I can show you all the stuff I got laid out over here on the table. I definitely will come back to it, and also if you stick around to the end, I will tell you what I'm going to be doing on the meantime, because that has to do with what's going to be filmed on this channel, because this is my real estate channel, and I'm not going to stop, you know, posting on this channel because I'm not an active agent. So I will tell you guys more about that at the end. But really quick, I'm going to show you guys all of the accomplishments, all of the things that I've done over the years for this career. That's what I'm going to be showing you guys now. Okay guys, so now you guys can see some more of my things. I have some school projects and stuff that I've done that were, you know, related to real estate and, you know, things that I wanted to do within my real estate career. So I have some things I want to show on here. I got some stack of things over here. I have another set of stuff over here. Move that. But yeah guys, I want to show you guys, like, I'm showing you guys why I'm not going to, you know, why I say this is temporary and it's not a full-time thing. Because let me tell you something, I've put way too much time and way too much money on this career. I put definitely over $5,000, that's for sure. I definitely need to go back and see. I'm not going to put it in this video because I'm not going to have all that information done in time, but yeah, I know for a fact I've done over 5,000, but I will say that I have not made a profit yet, because I know I've definitely spent more than I received, because I did one sale, and that was a little over 4,000, and I would say I'm possibly pushing like 6,000 possibly by now spent. So yeah, I'm not, you know, it's not all of it hasn't went down the drain. Like I said, I did do a sale, I did get some of that money back, but you know, not enough to say, oh, I've made a profit, because I've definitely spent more than what I received. But yeah, I want to show you guys some of my things, some of my items. I'm going to start off with what I have down here. Some of you guys, if you are not new to my channel, then you've seen these things. But if you are new and you're just seeing, you know, maybe you feel the same way, maybe you want to temporarily, you know, inactivate yours, or, you know, something like that. But so yeah, if you are new to my channel, this is something that I made in high school. It is a footstool. It's like, yeah, it's a little footstool. So yeah, I did build this myself. As you can see, this is some very, very thick wood, and so I did have to cut all of these. I had to shape these, you know, draw it out, cut it out myself. Some of these are straight, some of these are not. This is not supposed to be here. It's not supposed to look like that, but I did the best I could, because we used regular saws, you know, so not the, you know, not the one that spins themselves, you know, ones that I actually had to, yeah, I had to do all of that myself. I had to nail everything myself, the little nails in there. Can't tell you how many times I have hit my thumb with that hammer, like, but I did it because I knew that, you know, I wanted to do real estate, and I did it for, like, to get my own little experience on something similar to, like, new construction. So yeah, no, I will never ever be building a house. This right here was too much. As you can see, like, all the nails aren't all the way in. Yeah, because this wasn't the right amount of length and whatnot, but I tried, y'all. I did it because of real estate. I did it because of my career choice and my career interests. But yeah, now this is supposed to be here. It's like a little, you know, it's the curve. So I did better than expected on some of these. Not all of them, like, because this one is inward. I don't think it was supposed to be inward like that, but y'all get the point, right? You get the point. So yes, that was a high school class that I did. All of the stuff is not going to be in order. I'm just going to go in order from here to here now. So starting with what I have on here, this one is actually a project that I did on market research analysis, which is a part of the service that I was going to do for my real estate referral service. But yeah, you know, I have a website and everything for it, but I'm not going to share it on here because I am about to be inactive. So it wouldn't do any good for people to see that and, you know, want to work with me, because right now, well, actually at this moment, at this time, I am still active, but I am working on getting it inactive. So also what that's going to mean is, like, if I'm inactive, that means that I have my license, and I'm still licensed, but I cannot work with clients because I won't have a sponsor. I won't be under a brokerage or, you know, have a broker in charge. So that's why it would be inactive, and that's why, yeah, I won't be able to work with clients, because you have to have a sponsor, you have to have a broker in charge, and I won't have that once I leave my brokerage. And yeah, again, I'm leaving my brokerage because I'm tired of paying for it. You know, I'm tired of paying for it every month. It's worth it. It's definitely worth it, but it's only worth it if you're actually doing something, you're actually active, and you're actually, you know, working with clients. But I haven't done that in the past 4 years. It's just been always something coming in between it. So until I can, you know, fully pursue it, then yeah, that's why I have to be inactive. But yeah, so I did have a referral service. I didn't fully like launch it. I never started working with clients, but you know, I did get all the ideas, the concepts, everything that I wanted to do, and it included market research analysis. So yeah, this was a project I did. I did this in high school and in college. I did one on market research analyst. So yeah, this is a little PowerPoint that I did. I'm not gonna go through all of it, but it has 20 slides on the project I did for that. Because for my referral service, I had a marketing service, research service, and an analysis service. So I kind of broke each part of it down to be a part of my real estate referral. But you know, my referral service, but real estate has always been my main thing, my go-to. I always come back to it. So yeah, even though I was in school for marketing and I was studying this field, it definitely had something to do with real estate, you know. So that's that. And then over here I have a career paper that I did, a real estate career paper. This one was done in college. So that's that. So this one here has 15 pages. So yes, that was a 15-page paper that I did. Come on, where's the last one? Okay, here we go. So yes, I did write all of that. And part of this project, you guys, let me see. Yep, so you can see I put a lot of time and energy on that. 15 pages, over 3,000 words and all that stuff. So I put a lot of time on this paperwork, on this project that I wrote. And part of this project, let me see, in the table of contents, it had something to do with like doing a company research, like a company that you wanted to work for within your career field. And I did mine on the company, the brokerage that I was already with, because at this time this was within my first year of being a real estate agent. So yeah, the house that I sold was in April of 22, and this project was done in November of 22. So that was within my first year, and I was already with my brokerage, so they were a part of my project. So I had like more access to information than most of the other students did, because you know, this was based on somewhere that you want to work, and I was already working under them. So that was a good experience for me. Now, when I first went to college, my first year, I was not with them. It was during the pandemic. So after the pandemic happened, that's when I left college and I started doing real estate classes. And so after I passed, you know, the exam and got my license, then I went back, and I did not stay. I only did a semester. The first time I did 1 year. When I went back, I only did 1 semester. And that was one of the things that threw me off. That was a time where I didn't have the time or the money, because I was in college, and it was so much, it was so much going into tuition and books, supplies, stuff like that. So I didn't have the money to put on my career, and I didn't have the time to put on my career either. So I left after that 1 semester. I'm like, yeah, no, this ain't gonna work. I already have a career. There's no legitimate reason for me to be here other than learning about marketing, because I was a marketing major. So yeah, that was that. Let me see what else I have really quick. I'm gonna show you guys. This was a project I did. This was a college class. It was called, what was it? GIS, something related to that. It's something related to geographics and stuff like that. So I made this map, all of these different, well, actually, no, I didn't make these, but I found these, and it became part of my study. But you know, we have to study maps and geographic stuff and stuff like that. So yeah, I did a study on Horry County, and some of the cities and stuff around it that were related to real estate. So it was basically showing all of the dots represent some type of address point. Some of them were houses, some of them were commercial, but it represent, you know, how many places were in each given area. And then I had, you know, the amounts in all of the different cities and stuff. So yeah, that one. Oh, did you see the bottom? You didn't see the bottom. Okay, let me scroll down. So this is the bottom. So this is one more right here. So you can see kind of how it looks. And this was like more like a neighborhood. See all the buildings like closer together. So that is the poster, but there is an actual presentation. Again, it's only 4 slides, but it's the same thing. It's just a presentation version. So you can, well, let me make it bigger. So yeah, but it's really the same class, same thing, just there's a poster version and then a presentation version. But yeah, like what I really wanted to show was that, let's see, some of the, well, actually, I'm not gonna get into all that. I ain't got time to get into all that. So I think that's it for on here. Yeah, that's it for that. Moving on, some other things. I got some books. This one is a marketing book. Again, guerrilla marketing. This is something that I was going to use, you know, for my real estate careers, especially, well, for me as well, because when you're a real estate agent, you got to market yourself, right? So these are some tactics that I was looking into for that, as well as for sellers, you know, when you're selling properties. This one is an entrepreneurship type of book about like starting a business, having a business, which is very important in real estate because we are like more independent contractors. And so you are in control of, you know, how much money you make is sales, you know. So that's another book that I got for real estate purposes. This here was my local association that I was with. You know, when you have your local association, they usually provide your access to the MLS. So yes, I was with this company. And yeah, so this was the local one, and then of course you also have your state and national. So I was a member of all of those, and I have not been a member of them for a little over a year. When I decided I wanted to be more of a referral agent than a regular real estate agent, so that helped a lot in dropping, you know, my expenses, because yeah, it costs some money to be a member of these organizations and these associations. So yeah, I cut those off a little over a year ago. So my time with that is done. Let's see what else I got here. The EXP is who I was with. That's my brokerage. I was a part of their referral division for a year. So yeah, I was with them for 4 years. Well, the whole time I've been an agent, so the whole almost 5 years, but it wasn't until like this last year that I became a part of their referral division, but it's still under the same company, still EXP Realty. So I've been with them. And then, you know, so these are some of my old paperwork, notes. These are actual like contracts and stuff. And so as you can see, I have some notes and stuff of, you know, basically me knowing what everything means and all that stuff. So I have those. Let's see, that goes back in here. Yeah, these are some other paperwork here. All of these are actual contracts that I've printed out and, you know, highlighted, written my notes and stuff on, you know, how to explain these things to the clients. So I have those. Moving on. This is actually I have 2 books here. This is a real estate dictionary. This is an investing. This is a book about real estate investing. My dad, he got me both of these books. This was back in like my high school days, because he knew that this was my career choice, is something that I wanted to pursue. So yeah, those are books I have on that. Whoo, child, I gotta go down memory lane for these here. Y'all, let me tell y'all. Again, when I did my real estate school stuff, this was like during the pandemic. So, you know, I spent so much money on ink, you guys, printing out all of these papers. Is this the state? I think all of this is state. Some of this may be national, but no, yeah, all of this I believe is state. So when I did my state class, you have to, you know, when you get your real estate license, you have to study for your state, whatever state you're in, and then your overall national stuff, because there are some things in real estate, especially with contracts, that vary by state. So you have to take a state class and a state exam. Y'all, this is South Carolina exam prep. This is part of it. Yes, all of this stuff, I printed all of this stuff, you guys. All of this stuff, written all my notes, highlighted everything. Yeah, this was a lot of money. I spent a lot of money on all of this stuff that I had to print. But so yes, this is some of it. This half is another. All of this stuff I printed myself. Can you imagine what I spent on ink so I can study everything? Yeah, there are some things. Where's that thing at? Yeah, with pictures and stuff that I did in color. I could have did black and white. Some of this stuff I think no, I did not. No, I wanted the real deal. I did print everything in color that was supposed to be in color. Just the wording and stuff is, you know, regular black and white. But y'all, I spent so much money, and I use my printer. So yeah, with my own ink. my own printer, running that up. My printer, I don't even know what's going on with it now, but it's probably because I printed all this stuff. This is half again. This is just my state stuff for that. So that's that. I believe all of this here is national. So when you take the national classes, that's all the stuff you got to study. Some of this stuff is mixed up. Some of this stuff does have my state stuff in there and some of it. So yeah, it's kind of mixed up, but yes, this is more. This is pictures. Like I said, I was spending good money on this stuff. Actually, yeah, all of this is pictures of like different types of houses and stuff. All of that stuff I printed out. So yeah, the rest is just pretty much notes, but yeah. I came way too far. All right, some of this stuff is in black and white because, yeah, I'm pretty sure I ran out of ink eventually. I ran out of the color ink, so I did have to do some of this stuff in black and white. But, yeah, you guys. Some of this is my state stuff, so. Yeah, all of this stuff don't go together. I mixed up some of this stuff when I was studying my stuff recently. Let's see, what else? What else? Some more stuff I printed out. All of that stuff here. All of my notes, handwritten notes and stuff, y'all. Real estate school is not no joke. You think I want to go through this again? No, I cannot. Absolutely cannot. Yeah. I absolutely cannot go through that again. On having to research and study all of this paperwork here. Oh no. So yeah, I cannot let my real estate license expire. I have to do my continuing education because it's a whole lot less than all of this stuff here. I'm not trying to go through all of that again. I'm not trying to do that. So, oh man, that's so bad. That's so much stuff, y'all. But honestly, I am going to be going back over some of those things because some of those things I do need to refresh my memory on. Before I get to, I'm going to save the best for last. So yeah, this is another one. This is the high school version of the market research analysis project I did. So yeah, this is the paper form high school one. But yeah, again, I did it for the sake of real estate. The reason I didn't do real estate itself is because you had to have a mentor, and so I couldn't find one, you know, for real estate, but I found one for this, so that's why I really did the project on this. Same thing with the college ones. I pretty much did the same thing, used the same person. So yeah, but again, that is an actual part of the referral service that I will be launching eventually. So yeah, last but not least, this folder here has my original. This is my original interest in real estate, y'all. Look at the year on this paper. Look at the year this was printed. So it is 9/12/2013, you guys. 2013. I was 12 years old. 12 years old in middle school, and this was my career choice. The same choice I had then, I have now. And now it is 26. It is 2026, you guys. It is 2026. And so it's almost 13 years later. So when is that? This is September? That's September, right? January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September. Yeah, so September would be 13 years later, and I'm still pursuing this same career choice that I had then. What else? September is also the month I was licensed. No, I was licensed in August, but I joined my brokerage in September. So but yeah, so let me take this off because it's more than one. So yeah, we have to do a study on our career choice. So this is one. This is the one I just showed you guys. This is 2. Same date. Printed this paper on the same date, but for that, for South Carolina. That is where I am located. This is another one I printed. You can see same date again. So yeah, I printed all of these out, you know, did all my research, printed all these out at school, and I still have the papers. Still got some notes and stuff that I wrote on the back. This one here I did in high school. This was what? Is that junior year of high school? That's 2018. So yeah, that's that. Yeah, you guys. Now y'all see why I can't, you know, fully let my license expire. I can't fully give up on it. I can let it slide for maybe a year. But yeah, you guys, I'm not going no further than that. This was my college years. Like I said, I didn't stay because I didn't stay in college because I already have a career. There's nothing in marketing specifically that I wanted to do. It was just more continuing, you know, it was just, I was just trying to learn new things. That's the only reason I was there. So I'm like, no, it's not worth that. It's not worth all of this money. I already know I owe enough money in student loans. I'm not going back to have to owe more money. But, you know, I did do good when I was there. I was, you know, on this honor roll. So Dean's List, as the colleges like to call it. But, yeah, you guys, that's that. Oh, let me put this stuff in. That's that, you guys. That's why I can't give up. So, oh yeah, so speaking of education, I told you guys, y'all sticked around to the end. I would let y'all know what I would be doing next on this page. So one of the things that I was going to do the Get a Home series and then the Make a Home series. So I'm not going to be doing the Get a Home series because that was going to revolve around me and my referral service. So that was going to be, you know, like a work from home type of thing. And I was going to, you know, talk to you guys about my service, what I offer, kind of show the behind the scenes, show me working with clients. But since my license will soon be inactive and I will not be working with clients, I'm not going to do that series right now. I will pick up on that series and do that whenever I'm back active. But the Make a Home series I still will be doing. So that series is all about, you know, just doing things around the house because I spend a lot of time at home anyway. So it's, you know, a lot of homebody activities. I will be doing a lot of simple things like cleaning, organizing, trying to find things that, you know, make your house a home. Simple things. What else? Relaxing, lighting candles, stuff like that. Some of those things I've already been doing. But I did those on my personal page, but I decided to bring it onto this channel because it is part of, you know, if I'm working with real estate and I'm working with, you know, clients who are going to be buying a place or renting a place or selling their place, you know, it's important to, you know, just learn simple things around the house, like keeping your area nice and neat. I'm probably going to be showing, you know, the different use of appliances, stuff in the house. So there will be some like cooking videos, but it's not going to be, you know, all about the food and the recipes and stuff like that. I'm just going to be showing the different type of like kitchen appliances and stuff like that. So that's the Make a Home series. So that is going to continue, but I am going to have a new one. I'm going to have a new series on here. So in that series, it is going to be the Learn Realty Skills. Okay, Learn Realty Skills. And so in that one, it's going to be, even though I'm not going to be an active agent, I am still going to be learning different skills and things that I can do for when I come back and when I am working with clients or working with other agents. So some of the things I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be doing some study with me, and I'm going to be sharing, you know, stuff that I learned while I'm taking some courses. So these are like regular self-learning courses. So some of them will be like through Khan Academy and another website called Allison. Those are the two main ones I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be doing those first for a while. So yeah, some of them are going to be more real estate specific, and then there are going to be some that are not real estate specific, but I'm going to interpret it into real estate. So it's still going to have something to do with real estate for sure. So I'm going to be sharing that on this channel. So instead of the work from home series that I was supposed to do, it's just going to be a learn from home series that I'm going to be doing. Some of the things I may pick up on from the books and stuff that I have. But I gotta go back all over all of the things that I've printed out back when I started my real estate school and real estate classes. So I'm going to continue to, you know, stay knowledgeable in it. I'm not going to just drop it because I can't work with clients. You know, I got to keep myself knowledgeable in it. So that's what I'm going to be doing in between my license, being inactive. So that's my plan, you guys. That's what it is. That's what it's going to be. That's what it came down to. I've had a little bit of tears, y'all, just a little bit. You know, I just had to, you know, wipe my eyes. I haven't boohoo cried about it, and that's probably because it hasn't happened yet. It hasn't been official. You know, I can go online and I can search my name now, and I can search, you know, my license number, and it's, as of right now, it's still active. But I think once I search my license number and I see that it's actually inactive, I think that's when it's going to really hit for me. And yeah, I'll probably break down. I will probably cry about that because of all of this stuff that I, you know, that I just showed, and all of the years, all of the time, all of the money that I put into this. But like I said, you know, that's why it's not the end. You know, it's not the end. It's not a stop. It's just a pause. It's just a temporary pause. But honestly, like, action wise, is really no difference because, like, as I said, I have not worked with a client in the past 4 years anyway. So I haven't been getting paid anyway. So that's the only thing that changes between being active and inactive. So it really, on a day-to-day basis, it's not going to change, but it's like, that affects my title. You know, I can't really call myself a real estate agent. I can call myself, you know, a real estate professional. That's as close as I'm going to get. You know, and I do have to let people know that I am inactive. So that kind of, you know, that kind of mess with my title, that mess with my dignity. Again, when I left all of those associations, my local, my state, and my national association, that's when I was no longer a realtor. I was just a real estate agent. And so, yeah, so I went from being a realtor to a real estate agent to a real estate referral agent to now I'm just an inactive real estate professional. That's what I'm about to be. I like, oh my God. I like took my time and just, you know, stepped down. But yeah, I guess that's better than, you know, just hitting rock bottom. So, you know, I kind of took my time, came back down the ladder. But next time I come into this, we taking the elevator, okay? We taking the elevator, the escalator, whatever's gonna get me up there faster. I'm not taking the steps now. I'm not taking the steps next time. I tell you that. But that's it. That's all, you guys. That's all I wanted to share. You know, I just wanted to have an honest, transparent moment with, you know, my current audience, people who are already subscribed, and also to other, you know, other people, other agents who have been in this field and you may be considering it and you don't know what to do or whatnot, you know. That's what I do it for. But, you know, for my current audience, for the people who subscribe because of, you know, my Get a Home series and the work from home and all of that and my referral service, I do apologize that I won't be able to show that to you guys at this time. But, you know, eventually I'll be back. To do that. But in the meantime, you guys, I'm just going to be mainly doing my chores around the house, you know, sharing that with you guys, and sharing my study time, you know, maintaining and learning new things in real estate so that when I come back bigger and better, you know. That's the best I can do right now, y'all. But, you know, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, part of me do feel like I'm losing it. I lost my title, I lost my dignity, but I'll be okay, you guys. I will be okay. So as I said, I am going to continue to post on here. My real estate career, my real estate dreams, goals, all that stuff is not over. It's not over. I will still be here, you guys. So thank you guys for watching this one, and I'll see you guys in the next one.